We're back and we're going to talk about the last of our prehistoric freaky land guys, which is going to lead into our next section.
I'm so excited.
So,
Oh, he looks great.
So you've heard about like this crocodile thing, right?
I've heard of him. I've been known to crocodile.
Yeah, like how they're always tearing a person to pieces every 3 months in far north Queensland.
They deserved it.
And they deserved it.
Absolutely.
Well, I'd like to introduce you to the Mary River gharial. Now, a gharial is a gharial is a type of crocodilian.
Fucking trollop.
Which is like your standard big aquatic reptile, right? It looks a bit different to a croc in that it has a super skinny mouth and it predominantly eats fish. Gharials are like
That's
endemic.
me. Dead ass.
Gharials are endemic to India predominantly.
Right, so gharials are real, right? Like
So a gharial is real.
Yeah.
Like it is a real type of crocodilian. It's similar to crocodiles and alligators. It's just kind of like a different take on that type of beast, evolutionarily. But what makes the Mary River gharial interesting is that, unlike regular gharials or regular crocodiles, eyewitnesses claim it has paddle-like fins instead of legs. Huh. Now, the image I have here is just like your standard gharial, so you'll have to imagine it with flippers.
Right, so a crocodile thing with a big snout.
Yes.
A big, long, thin snout.
Long.
And flippers.
Yes.
It's like a...
Imagine it wore like flippers.
So like imagine a dolphin.
Scuba divers
A
have.
dolphin if it was a crocodile.
Yeah, kind of like that. Or if you can imagine like a plesiosaur, but like a pleurodon with like...
Yeah, I'll just
crocodile.
imagine a Leopleurodon.
Okay, don't worry about it. Anyway, experts of this beast say that it could be a descendant of a prehistoric crocodilian. However, the Mary River, being located in Queensland, is home to a bunch of bog-standard, definitely exist crocodiles. So, is the Mary River gharial just a freak? Like, is this just like a deformed crocodile that people have claimed to have seen? Maybe the sightings are just people not fully seeing an incredibly camouflaged water creature. You know, who's to say? There's not too much in terms of, like, photographic evidence or anything. Like, we don't have photographs. This is basically people being like, I saw this fucked-looking crocodile. It looked like a gharial, but it had fins instead of, like flippers instead of legs. I don't know. There's a lot of shit in far north Queensland.
I think, look, I'm going to say straight up, absolutely the Mary River gharial exists. It has its flippers. I'm going to say it has flippers and legs.
Shit.
Why the fuck not, you know? Like, this is what it's not even... This isn't even a crocodile. It's a spider that's evolved.
Yeah, that's what I was like, it's got flippers and legs, which means it has...
8 appendages.
It's
a spider.
It's a spider.
It's a spider that's evolved
It's an aquatic spider.
It's like how we have marsupials who look like cats. This is a spider that looks like a crocodile with fins.
I respect it.
Yeah. Fucking
Fully
hell.
believe.
Fully believe.
But this does bring us to our next bag of critters. So please give a warm welcome to Wet Guys.
Wet guys!
Yay, Wet Guys! Here's our first wet guy.
Shut up.
The Hawkesbury River Monster.
Exactly.
So, the Hawkesbury River in New South Wales has produced reports of large reptilian or eel-like animals since 1924.
Yeah.
And the... Yani, please keep yourself together right now.
Please.
This is very serious.
Yeah,
This is no laughing matter.
I'm sorry. The Hawkesbury River Monster since the 1900s.
And the indigenous dark people of the Gadigal area have had such a being in their oral tradition since ancient times, which is whence the name Miriula comes from, meaning giant water serpent, as it were.
A giant water serpent.
The ever-reputable Cryptid Wiki tells us that sightings of the creature have been reported from Wiseman's Ferry at the western end of the river, eastward of the Broken Bay Brisbane Waters Expanse at the river's mouth. In the 1980s, some fishermen reported that the Hawkesbury River Monster catapulted them right out of their boat.
What, it just slams on one side, the bird's like, whoa.
Yeah, just like in the cartoons.
Like you've stepped on a fucking rake or something.
Yeah, it's exactly like fucking Looney Tunes, you know? In 1912, a story from the Evening News in Sydney called What is the Bunyip? Something Will Answer Soon, said that the Miriula is a strange object swimming a short distance from them, about 4 feet in length and resembling an alligator. There have been reports of them a hell of a lot bigger than that. And the Windsor and Richmond Gazette called it a Titanic seahorse in 1924. We saw a big, ugly thing.
And I took offense to that, so I said,
2 foot 6 inches to 3 foot in depth for some reason. I don't know why they're measuring it in depth.
3 foot in depth, we saw an ugly thing.
Yup. With a length of about 5 to 6 feet and a yellowish or sandy color. Whether its skin was scale covered or not, we could not see. We watched for 15 minutes. It had a square-looking fishtail. It was not a pleasant-looking animal. Water cryptids are always fascinating because you just know there is, like, something out there in the water, like there has to be.
Yeah, we're not down there.
Like, obviously.
I can't breathe there.
Absolutely not. I can try. I won't succeed.
Please don't. No one needs you to.
Well, what if someone does need me to? For science.
Breathe underwater?
I'm a scientist.
Yeah.
Someone might need me for science.
If science asks you to, then science is wrong. I'm anti-science.
Oh, hey, anti-science.
Hey, anti-science.
I'm Dad.
Oh, yeah, well, I must be, I guess, your sister, science.
Damn, that's crazy.
Anti-science?
Anti-science?
Hey, it's me, anti-science.
Anti-science? Is this the trap bath split?
Yeah, it's the trap bath split. I'm an aunt.
Fuck.
Sorry, are we done on the Hawkesbury? Because I do want to speak about the
Please
image.
speak.
Please.
Speak.
That looks like a kid has died and is floating.
No, straight up. It looks like it's a floating
It's just
body.
a floating body. Like a kid's died in the Hawkesbury River. There is a photo on the screen of what is that? Is that someone being like,
That's
I
a
found the Hawkesbury
speedboat.
River monster?
That's a
yes, I can see
speedboat
the
in the
speedboat
background.
in the background coming up to.
If anything, that looks like it's a person who is like treading on their back.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
look,
kind of like relaxed in the water.
in maybe in a wetsuit. It's
Exactly,
like
yeah.
if like you know the famous photo of the Loch Ness monster?
Yeah.
Imagine if it was even less legit.
Yep.
In every way. Imagine that Loch Ness monster was clearly just a meth head.
Yep.
That's
With like a very, I don't know, no nose for some reason.
yeah, no nose, like a real fucked up. All right, that's the Hawkesbury River monster.
Yep.
Perfect.
Wow.
A meth head.
So, Yanni, you're scared of the ocean, right?
Very terrified.
Well, would it ease your mind to know that there's a giant black sperm in the water surrounding Hook Island in Queensland?
A giant black sperm.
Yes.
Giant black sperm. Exactly what it sounds like.
Look, I think it doesn't change my view of the ocean at all. We're not meant to be there. It's where the giant
anything,
black sperm is.
If anything, it confirms your
it
fear.
confirms, yeah, validates it. Go on.
Perfect. Well, this is the Hook Island sea monster.
Jesus fucking Christ.
The first and only sighting of the Hook Island sea monster was in 1964 by some dude named Robert Le Sirec.
A Frenchman.
And he saw this while he was on vacation with his family out on a boat in the water surrounding Hook Island. So, as you can see, Hook Island here is basically like next to the Whitsundays. Here's an excerpt of his sighting of the creature. It was only when we got within 20 feet of the serpent that we could see its head clearly. The head was large, about 4 feet from top to bottom, with jaws about 4 feet wide. The lower jaw was like that of a sandfish. The skin was smooth but rather dull, brownish black in color. The eyes seemed pale green, almost white. The skin looked more like that of a shark than an eel. There were no apparent scales. He goes on to further describe the creature as about 90 feet long. Behind the head, the body was about 2 feet 4 inches thick and remained that way for about 25 feet. Then it gradually tapered into a whip-like tail. The general color of the body was black with 1 foot wide brownish rings every 5 feet, the first starting just behind the head. The skin was smooth but dull.
Again, which he already said.
Smooth but dull.
Smooth but dull.
Look,
This is
just
a
so you
smooth
don't,
but dull creature.
so you don't forget, smooth, dull.
Exactly. Now, he managed to take a photo of the creature.
That's a photo of it? I thought that was a painting or something.
This is a photo, which you can see here. So have a look at this image and tell me what you're looking at.
It is a 90-foot-long sperm under the water, is what it looks like. It's a shadow under the water of a creature, I suppose, with a big head and then a long tail, like cum.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So now, looking at this image, which you already thought was a painting, you might be thinking that this looks fucking fake.
Yeah, it's fucking fake.
Yeah. And you're probably right. It's a weird photo, and also given that there haven't been any other sightings, it seems like Robert just made up some shit so that his vacation was a bit more interesting than like, oh, I got sunburnt on a boat.
Yeah, because like, so it's a black and white photo, and there's like a boat in the background, and and the water, it's a black and white photo of water, and a lot of the water is darker in the shape I've described. But it looks like a book cover, you know? Like it looks it looks fake. How'd you get that good a photo but nothing else?
Right?
And what is the photo taken from? Like, where are you standing?
Where are you standing that you're that close?
What's the vantage point
How is
here?
the definition of it? Like, why is it...
And who is the guy over there?
Yeah, doesn't he have a photo? I know it's the 60s, but, like, how'd you get this photo and nothing else?
Like, did he have a conversation with this other man?
Yeah, did that guy come? Is this that guy's cum?
Yeah, he did one big one.
He did one big one. That's this entire lifetime's worth of semen coming out at once.
He's releasing the eldritch evil inside him.
Yeah.
Finally, Jesus Christ!
This was a sex demon he was possessed by. And,
this is the sex demon.
He's now exorcised it. It's lucky that you guys didn't run into the sex demon earlier. That would have been pretty scary at Queen Street.
Hook Island Seaminster.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
we're really getting it now.
But yeah, so like there are some people around Hook Island who'll like tell the story and stuff, but it's not like anybody's out there being like, "Oh yeah, I saw it last week" or something.
No, okay. And is this something that has like a indigenous?
No.
Okay.
This is probably schizophrenia.
This is Robert. This is Robert doing Robert shit.
This is a French person.
This is French shit.
Like
Robert.
Robert. Fucking okay.
We shall move on because there are a lot of sightings in the ocean apparently
of wet guys.
Of wet guys, and the next one is the moha moha, or as would be more appropriate for the Australian accent, Kieran?
Mawa mawa.
Mawa mawa.
Yeah. So, you know, keeping with the theme of there's something in the water, the moha moha is a 30 feet long sea turtle with a fishtail, supposedly sighted on a beach on Great Sandy Island by school teacher Selena Lovell and a small group of accompanying people on June 8th, 1890.
Great Sandy Island, isn't that now Gari? Or
I think it might be, actually.
Was it one of the islands that... No, yeah, it's Great Sandy Island, not Gari.
Great Sandy Island, yeah, that is Gari, yeah.
Right. Okay, so on Great Sandy... So this school teacher's on Great Sandy Island, which at this point is known as Fraser Island, because Eliza Fraser's had a lying story about it. Fuck. All right, and sees this Pokemon.
Wonderful, wonderful moha moha. So it's the local indigenous name for this creature, meaning dangerous turtle.
What else would that mean?
Exactly.
Wait, sorry, which word means dangerous and which word
I'm
means
not
turtle?
sure, because they're both the one word. So does repeating a word mean that it makes it dangerous?
Like a big emphasis on it. Like,
Yeah.
this is like turtle.
Yeah, it's like this is Karen, and this is like Karen, and he's just like waving at her. He's got a crowbar.
Huge.
It's Dark Kieran.
Exactly.
So keep in mind, I'm like gathering most of this information from the highly trustworthy A Book of Creatures blog online.
Wow, it's a book and a blog?
Yeah,
what will they think of next?
Exactly. That's what makes it trustworthy, I think. So a weirdly poetic quote from said blog/book is as follows. The moha moha has a saurian face, that is a lizard-like face, with teeth or serrated jawbones.
Whoa.
The skin was glossy and smooth as satin. It had its mouth open and visible above the water, and no visible nostrils, leading Lovell to conclude that it breathed through its mouth. The rounded jaws were 18 inches long. Very specific, I would say. The head and neck were a greenish-white, with white spots on the neck, weird sentence, and a white band around a very black eye. For some reason, just the one?
Just one real dark eye. This is a cyclops lizard.
Yeah, which I guess there was no mention of that beyond that. So, some unspecified guy called Huvelmans responded to these reports thusly. And
guy.
There was no specification
Just
of who this man
Huvelmans.
was.
Hell yeah.
There was no even like first name. It was Huvelmans. That's
Huvelmans.
it.
What's he say?
He said this: with all due respect to her sex, Lovell can only be an errant liar, and a bad liar at that. He went on to accuse her of psychotic behavior and mythomania. You know, just having a real normal one.
Just real normal shit. Mythomania.
Yep. And, you know, that's why we have the feminist fist over there, because we gotta believe women.
Mohamania.
Yep.
Exactly.
As
hey, believe women, There is a massive turtle fish thing out there.
Yep.
There's a massive turtle fish off the coast of Gari.
Yes.
Yeah, and considering that, it has a local indigenous name, I'm willing to believe there's something like this out there somewhere.
Absolutely.
Well, because that's one of the hinge points, right? It's like, as opposed to the Hook Island sea monster, both this and the Miriula are, like, reported in lineal history in some
Exactly.
sense. Not lineal history.
If indigenous people are saying there's something like this out there, it's very possible that there is something like this out there.
And certainly more likely that there was at one point.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Then-
certainly lends more credence to
Then
it.
compared
just
to like the Hook Island situation.
Exactly, which is just like some guy saw this thing one time and was like, this is real. And everyone else was like, oh, we've never seen this gigantic thing.
Yeah,
you've seen.
as a Frenchman would be, he was probably just like high off his mind on cocaine and
So
just
many
hallucinated.
French legs. Frog legs. Just eating frog legs.
Exactly.
He's just been eating so many French legs.
He's just, in France, legs are a delicacy.
as a French person, he would.
Fucking can't trust those
Degenerates.
cunts.
Degenerates.
Degenerate.
Is it
Degenerate.
Jean Gerard?
Shut up. Okay. His name is spelled Jarrrat. Gerard is. Now I'm saying Gerard, and I said Gerard, but now I can't not say Gerard. I'm so mad.
Well, let's cool off.
Yeah.
Let's look at another wet guy.
Yeah, let's
okay?
look at another wet guy. The Uroa Beast.
Yes, now we're going to be talking about the Uroa Beast. Now, this excerpt here was published by the Brisbane Courier in February of 1890. Now, if you'd like to read it, you're welcome to. Otherwise, I'm happy to read it out.
I'll give it a go.
Okay.
It's a long excerpt.
It is a long excerpt, but I really liked it.
Considerable excitement has been caused in Uroa by reports as to an extraordinary animal having been seen in a swamp at Wailanembe, about 14 miles distant. The swamp is about 150 yards across, and a creek flows through it. For 6 years or more, the swamp is reputed to have been the haunt of something abnormal. Tales being told of dogs flying out of the place and never again being induced to enter. Last week, a couple of young men went into the swamp for the purpose of cutting reeds, which are 6 foot high and very thick. Yeah.
Yes.
Where are these reeds?
Let's go, Reeds.
When they were alarmed by a sudden splashing and snorting near at hand, and the rushes waved as if allowing passage to some large animal. They quickly retired, but next day one ventured back to carry out the reeds he had cut. When he was again alarmed by strange sounds, he leaped upon a log and some 30 paces away saw a large head upreared, which he likens to that of a bulldog. It kept this position for about 10 minutes when it disappeared, the motion of the rushes given the idea of an animal some 30 feet long. The young man was greatly scared. On a report of the occurrence appearing in the local journal, a party of Uroa sportsmen went out to the swamp, where they were joined by local residents on horseback. After beating about for more than an hour, they were about to give up the quest, when a sudden rustling was heard, and 2 of the party saw an enormous tail as thick as a man's thigh disappearing into a large trunk of a fallen tree. A shot was fired at the animal, but its effect is a matter of conjecture.
Yeah, so essentially, from here, like, a bunch of fucking guys were just out there trying to catch the Uroa Beast.
In a swamp.
In a swamp that these 2 guys were like, we saw this shit out here.
We saw
and
this
now everyone's
motherfucking-
like, oh, get our pitchforks, let's go.
30-foot tall bulldog
Yeah,
living in the swamp.
Real cartoon shit.
Real cartoon shit.
exactly.
Shrek is
A
out
party
in the
of
swamp.
Uroa sportsmen. It's like, oh, call the rugby team.
Yeah.
We got
I guess
We
they're
need some
like
big fellas.
they're like the only guys in town who have some brawn to them, I guess.
Who else?
Who else? No one.
Wow.
So the last known sighting was of some large footprints that kind of like went into the swamp and then disappeared, and there's been like nothing ever since.
And sorry, where's Uroa?
Uroa is
Victoria.
in Victoria.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So like
Victoria,
southern.
Uroa, you know, Ned.
You know
Ned
a
Kelly.
Uroa.
Oh,
Uroa.
that Uroa.
It's that
Oh,
exact
that
Uroa.
Exactly. Now, is the Uroa Beast tied to Ned Kelly?
Is the Uroa Beast Ned Kelly?
Is
Is it Dan Kelly? Maybe.
Is it Dan Kelly? Is it Joe Byrne?
Is it Ned Kelly's armor being reanimated?
Yeah.
We really have a
We
lot
really
of
have
questions.
a lot of questions.
We're
And
just trying to get to the bottom.
Is it a 30-foot long bulldog that lives in a swamp?
is it a bunch of plow moldboards?
And that brings us to our next wet guy.
Wet guy, and also kind of a bridge into our next our next category of cryptids. So we have the elephant humanoid. that are sighted supposedly in New South Wales. Elephant humanoid. We will talk about what.
I am a human being.
Don't you worry, don't you worry. So the elephant humanoid, or creatures of this, species, I guess, were allegedly spotted at Narrabeen Lake in New South Wales. However, there is a lot of a deeper history to the elephant humanoid, somehow, for some reason. So some propose a boring explanation, like a continuity of the prehistoric Palarchetes, an extinct terrestrial herbivorous marsupial with a quote-unquote trunk-like nose, but honestly no resemblance to elephants or humanoids,
But
as you can see. They're great.
They kind of look like tapirs.
Yeah.
Like tapirs that are a bit maybe smaller.
There's also something of a sloth-ish vibe
There's also
to them.
something of a schlong hanging off the other one's belly button. Look at that. Look at that big
that is
old
a pouch.
penis.
That is a pouch, yeah.
That is a baby.
Why are
Oh,
you
that's a baby.
why are you sexualizing a marsupial's pouch,
How could you
Yanni?
do this?
I'm so sorry. All right, yeah, sloth marsupial. I like it. I like him.
Yeah. So this is one proposition. It's a boring one. Let's be honest. It's boring.
And it's not real
And it's not real.
because the real one is.
The real one is not the next one, but the next one is. Another theory is that it is an elephantine jinn, like those depicted in Zakaria ibn Muhammad al-Khawzini's Marvels of Things Created and Miraculous Aspects of Things Existing.
So
As you can see.
what we've got is MMA Ganesh.
Yes. Yet another theory is that these elephant humanoids are aliens, as depicted artistically by psychic and channeler Ginny Blankenship, right here. And another hypothesis poses that it's actually just Ganesh. In Australia, as it were.
Who's posing that? Indians?
I don't think so.
Australians? They're like, it's Ganesh from the Indians.
Yeah. In Australia.
Yeah,
as
it's like,
it were.
oh, this must be a Ganesh like they have in India.
Yeah.
Right. I remember one time I was talking to a guy. Shout out. No, I don't need to shout him out.
No.
And I was like, he was making fun of, my language or whatever. And I'm like,
Is this a white man?
obviously, he played like a rugby player, a semi-professional rugby player.
Standard.
Who was also
standard.
my boss in an office.
Okay.
Real dad shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, don't you
Blockhead.
talk shit about, like, my gods. You can't even name one of my gods. And he's like, Baba Ganoush.
Baba Ganoush?
That's what he said. Well, he
Baba
didn't
Ganoush.
say that. He said Baba Ganoush.
Yeah.
He didn't say Baba Ganoush.
Baba Ganoush, the god in, the Hindu pantheon,
Yeah,
as it
Baba
were.
Ganoush.
Baba Ganoush.
Yeah, right. So Ganesh is
that's
living
our-
up in the northern rivers.
Yep. We got jinns, aliens, Ganesh.
The elephant jinn looks great. The alien
Is demonic.
Where are you finding all this deviant art ass shit? And that's like the classic picture of Ganesh.
Cryptid wiki. So a recount of a guy supposedly seeing one of these elephant humanoids was really amusing to me. Again, this is you asked the question of where it's Cryptid wiki. It's the very reputable Cryptid wiki. So quote, in retrospect, McGann, they're talking about a guy. McGann speculated that what he perceived to be elephant features might have been spacesuits, a concept that would have been virtually incomprehensible in 1927.
1927 space.
Used to protect what he believed may well have been aliens.
Aliens.
A quote from our beloved Cryptid Wiki also goes, a race of alien humanoid elephants was described by Ray Kosulandish, a Frenchman, of course.
A lot of French people in the
A lot
story.
of French people just having schizophrenia all over the story. A Frenchman who claimed to have met about 34 extraterrestrials of different species.
34
Extraterrestrials
of different species?
of different species.
Like, this is a different kind of alien.
Yeah.
And he says he's maybe seen this guy.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Wait, so like fully half of these are French?
What do you mean fully
Of the wet guys?
I mean, there's a lot of French wet guy connection. Yes.
French? The French are wet guys.
Yeah, fucking frogs. Go
God
hop
damn.
away, cunts.
But this elephant humanoid, as it were,
Yes.
does lead us into our next category.
Humanoids.
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 All right, so let's talk about the yowie.
Let's.
The yowie is a small chocolate confectionery typically eaten by children. It's hollow on the inside and contains a small, buildable toy within a plastic egg. The outside is covered in colourful foil depicting a Oh, right, it depicts an actual Yowie. Right, okay. Winkin, Jugabina, Gindaring, Jurawara, Ingarwin, Putikan, Dulaga, Gulaga, Thulagal. These are just a few names given to the creature that we know as the Yowie. Arguably one of the top-tier Australian cryptids, the Yowie is as a part of the fabric of this country as cricket, beer, and racism. But hold that thought in particular.
The racism one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need you to hold on to that for a moment.
Great, thanks.
You're welcome. The Yowie is Australia's Bigfoot or Sasquatch, a giant hairy humanoid or ape that lives in the bush and is said to be anywhere from 6 to 12 feet tall. Write that down, that'll be important for basketball.
I am drafting a basketball team, so I've definitely noted down 6 to 12 feet.
Yep, good. Some Yowie are described as shy and reclusive, while others are aggressive and dangerous. So there's kind of like a spectrum. The term Yowie comes from the Kamilaroi people of New South Wales. Another contemporary term used was Yahoo. Yahoos were said to be a race of peoples who inhabited the land alongside Indigenous Australians during the Dreamtime. So the first documented sighting from Europeans was in 1795, and this continued pretty regularly from then. And I should note here, this is where you can put that racism thought back down, that most European colonizers were pretty fucking racist. And there was a through line of hearing these stories from Indigenous Australians and being like, oh, there's a wild hairy man in the bush, huh? Yeah, side-eye. I reckon there might be.
Right. It's like, oh, you mean you?
Yeah,
right.
pretty much.
I see. Okay.
It's like, it's basically, they're implying that the call is coming from inside the house.
Yes.
Yeah. Over time, this did change as the white man encountered the Yowie. And they were like, oh shit, that's not a human. But don't worry, there is still racism.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm sure you were really worried.
I wouldn't feel comfortable in this country if there wasn't.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be this country.
Yeah, there's still plenty of racism in the Yowie story, especially from like
in the Yowie
a
community.
Western. The Yowie community is rife with racism, especially coming from the Westerners.
The Western Yowies
say.
are like, well, actually, what happened during the Yowie Civil War is that the Western Yowies subjugated the Eastern Yowies.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
they were a smaller part of the population, they were the
Exactly.
10-foot tall ones, and the Eastern Yowies are 2 feet tall, so they really didn't have a chance.
It was a massacre.
The Western Yowies are the violent ones, the Eastern Yowies are the peaceful ones. It was a whole problem.
So I have here for you to read an excerpt from the Yowie Wikipedia page about I guess a sighting
Oh, go on.
of a Yowie.
Give me this.
From a man in Canberra in 2010.
In Canberra?
Yes.
Yeah, home sweet home. Oh no. This is terrible. This is so fucking horrible.
This is one of the worst things I've read. 2010?
Yeah, this is 2010.
A Canberra man said he saw a juvenile covered in hair with long arms trying to steal his car in his garage. A friend later told him it could be an Aboriginal person.
Yeah, so the...
Arrest this man.
Yeah.
Like Gordon Ramsay.
Yes. But speaking of Canberra, Tim the Yowie Man is a born and bred Canberran who describes himself as a crypto-naturalist. He claims that in 1994 he saw a Yowie while hiking in the Brindabella Ranges. And he kind of gained popularity as Australia's foremost urban legend spooky stuff guy during my childhood. And he'd frequently be on the radio, TV, and in newspapers talking about all things Australian folklore. Yani, do you remember Tim the Yowie Man?
I remember Tim the Yowie man. I didn't realize he was Canberran.
Yeah, he's Canberran.
I thought
he still
was...
lives in Canberra.
Yeah, right. But I do remember like the occasional segment and like, you know, whenever the news would have like a kind of like human interest story about like this town thinks they've got a cryptid, like he'd be called for expert comment, I guess.
Exactly, yes. I should also mention that Tim was sued by Cadbury for calling himself the Yowie Man because of the whole Yowie chocolates thing.
Shut.
This is a joke country.
So fucking, can the Gadigal people sue Cadbury?
You know, the case was
Or
dismissed,
Kamilaroi?
obviously,
Fucking...
because you can't, like, call a snack like the Mothman and then get pissed at some guy calling himself Mothman's boyfriend. Because you know that's not the snack he's talking about. And fun fact about Yowie reports is that most come from around the New South Wales-Queensland border area. So out of everywhere we could be in Australia, right now we're in a pretty good spot to have a chance at spotting a Yowie. So, like, good for us.
Hell
you know?
yeah. Let's go looking for one.
Let's go have a little looky.
Yeah, maybe we should. So, obviously, the Yowie is like a big guy, right? It's like a big Bigfoot, right?
Yes.
But we have a little Bigfoot, or a little foot, as it were.
Big foot, little foot, big foot.
Get out the way. I'm a run this day. Sorry.
So, the Junjiri. The Junjiri is a type of Australian Bigfoot, or, Littlefoot, I guess.
Just like a footed creature.
A footed creature. It has feet, allegedly.
Oh, shit, this guy's got feet.
Fuck. What are we gonna do? Ew.
Oh my god. Listen, I
don't
something
want to listen.
unprecedented.
I actually don't want to listen.
Something unprecedented.
They're allegedly hairy humanoid creatures, 2 to 3 feet tall, with black fur, large white fangs, and red eyes. They live in groups in caves or natural hollows of boulders. They're generally thought of as harmless, though can be aggressive, which is short people.
Hey.
Junjiris eat shellfish and honey, which is for some reason like very bougie diet. I think.
Prawns and honey.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a Greek diet.
And have a sort of chirping language, so there's like some really advanced lore about them.
A chirping language.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, that's like we have their diet. We don't usually have their diet other than like they eat humans.
Exactly, but
like,
here we have like an advanced diet, which implies that they go fishing for shellfish and they know how to cultivate honey. I mean, and they have a language.
Fucking attacking, like bears eat honey.
And they have a language.
Yeah, and it's chirpy.
Yeah. It's like kushtili. So I found a couple interesting things on the Cryptid Wiki, our favorite, our one and only.
A real source.
Love Cryptid Wiki.
Love it. So there's apparently an unspecified indigenous tribe in the Northern Territory with a camp near a rumored Junjiri dwelling. They believe that this humanoid nocturnal creatures protect them from other evil spirits that mean them harm, such as the bush curlews, which I believe the bush curlews mean harm. I definitely believe they mean harm.
I voted bush curlew for Bird of the Year this year.
Because they mean harm.
I did too.
I respect them.
Which, if not for the Junjiri, would steal their babies, apparently.
Jesus.
The tribe moved nearer to the Junjiri's dwelling after losing a lot of babies, and have not lost one since, allegedly. For this reason, the location is kept secret and protected, which is very convenient, I think.
Yeah, like that's the thing. This story sounds exactly the same if it's true or false.
Exactly.
It just sounds false.
Exactly. There's like a lot of spelling mistakes in this wiki,
right.
and a lot of and a lot of I usage. Like this editor was using this wiki as like a diary.
Yeah.
The last sentence on the wiki goes like, "Some young Aboriginal men spotted a Junjiri jump onto a moving ute and take some bearer. This was caught on video, and in the audio you hear them call it by name, as they had seen one before. This can be found on YouTube."
Stuart, get off there.
Yeah, very convincing evidence.
Yeah, they knew its name.
Exactly. And it can be viewed on YouTube.
And that picture there, what do we got?
It honestly looks like a dog.
Yeah, right. So that's an alleged picture.
Allegedly,
security
yes.
camera footage of
but it also just looks like a Maltese.
Yeah, like a dog standing on its hind legs, like against a tree.
Exactly.
It's hard to really see anything other than a little Maltese dog there.
Exactly.
If it's
adorable.
a dog.
So we have a little guy coming up that Kieran very much adores.
I'm so excited for this little guy.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna pass it over to Kieran to talk about potentially his favorite.
Yes.
Besides the thylacine, of course.
Exactly. So imagine for me, if you will, Yani, a frog.
Really?
Now imagine the frog is red.
Okay, that's a thing.
Yep. Now imagine he is also a small anthropomorphic guy, like 2 to 3 feet tall.
Okay, I can conceive of that.
Yeah, imagine he lives in fig trees.
What? Okay, sure, he eats figs.
Yep.
Wait,
yep.
he lives in the tree?
Yeah, he lives
like
in the
2
fig
feet
tree.
tall.
Like he kind of like hangs out in the fig tree.
And he's a 2 foot tall red frog?
Yes.
That's a guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and he's also a vampire.
Oh. He doesn't eat figs?
No, he does not.
This is gonna blow your socks off.
Oh my god.
This is Yaramayahu, a monster from indigenous folklore. He was often told to children, as like most scary stories are, to get them to behave. Now, this is an artist's interpretation of Yaramayahu on your left.
Yani is not taking this well. Yani is not taking this well.
What is that? What is that?
It's a Yaramayahu.
Which one are the eyes? Is that the ears?
Yes.
Its eyes are all the way up the front.
Yes.
There.
Yes. It's a Yaramayahu.
You know, he is a red frog, small guy.
Clifford the big red frog,
Vampire.
small guy.
Who is a vampire, yes.
Australia-wide distribution, bar Tasmania.
Yeah, he could be anywhere, but I guess he can't cross the
he
water.
can't swim.
You know?
No, I can't imagine he could. He lives in fig trees.
So, here's some more about him because I actually cannot get enough. Yaramayahu is said to drop from fig trees onto unsuspecting victims to suck their blood, right? So you go under a fig tree, he drops down.
You don't see him up there.
You don't see him up there.
No.
Because you're unsuspecting, you see. And he drops down and he starts sucking your blood, right? But
Yeah.
after drinking your blood, Yaramayahu will then ingest your whole body and take a nap.
Why does he drink the blood then?
When he's ready,
Oh.
he will vomit you back up and go on his way. You, however, having been fed from, will now be shorter and be a little bit redder in color than you were before.
What?
But also, you will be alive.
Yeah, you will be alive. You'll just be shorter and kind of redder. Now, this is important, okay? Because this is like survival knowledge, okay? Should you be attacked again,
Yeah. Oh.
you will grow shorter and redder still.
Oh.
And ultimately, if this process continues,
Oh.
you too will turn into a Yaramayahu.
It all does make sense.
Exactly. Because
Once,
it's, you know,
yeah,
real.
once you go to the part that it's like, oh, it's turning you into a Yaramayahu, because I was like, oh, that seems like certainly I don't want to be shorter and redder, but that seems okay.
like,
for having
you're
been eaten.
alive, exactly.
Yeah, like that's a pretty good outcome for being consumed. It's like, Jonah's probably happy with that.
So he only attacks in the daytime,
What?
As vampires do.
you know,
Famous.
and he will seek to attack anyone who sees him. So he doesn't like being seen, so he will drink your blood and swallow you whole and then throw you up later.
It's like
and you'll be a bit
Medusa.
shorter and redder.
If you look at Medusa, you turn into stone. If you look at the Yaramayahu, it will suck your blood and turn you smaller and redder.
Yeah.
That's such a. I really have a lot of like. There's a tremendous amount of honor. I have a lot of respect. I think there's a lot of dignity to this life, like to concealing oneself from the world and from the evils of the world in like a fig tree, which like I don't think are very thick.
They're not particularly big.
And you're a big like 2 foot tall red thing, and you're hiding in this tree. And making sure if someone sees you, you're protecting your image. Like intellectual property law could learn a lot from the Yaramayahu. He's incredible. He's incredible.
Exactly.
And so if you keep going under fig trees during the day and not looking up at them, after this has happened to you once, if you keep doing it over and over again, eventually you'll turn into a Yaramayahu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, like, if he keeps getting you, like, you know, hey, it happens once, shit happens.
No,
If you're not
listen.
aware enough of your surroundings, which seems to be kind of like the fable
That's
in
the
this,
lesson
right?
here, yeah.
Is if you keep like fucking around and not paying attention to where you are, he's gonna get you again, and you'll have more physical consequences. And basically, if this happens enough times, it's kind of unspecified. Perhaps it like is specified based on like whoever's telling the story. Like, you know, maybe it's
Yeah.
like, you know, the idea is like you get away with it once. Like there are some consequences, but you do continue to be human.
Oh, so it's like a bee.
But if it kind of keeps happening again, like, yeah, you are going to turn into a Yaramayahu.
You're like a third of the way there, and your family's like, listen, we don't want to hang out with you like this. Just go full Yaramayahu.
You know, we can't keep doing this shit.
Look like the Animorphs cover.
So some modern theories as to the origins of the Yaramayahu legend mainly involve other proven to have existed animals. For example, there's some speculation around Thylacoleo, as we discussed before, the marsupial lion, as it was known to attack from trees. And another is the Tarsier, this guy, a small primate brought by Malay settlers.
Why is he posing like that?
Because that's the best photo I found of him.
He's got like jazz hands going. This is a
Yeah.
little primate. And then he's doing jazz hands, being like, hey, it's me.
He's got like the freakiest long fingers ever as well.
He's salad fingers ass.
Oh yeah, salad fingers ass, absolutely.
Yeah, this is my favorite guy. I
beautiful.
feel so blessed
And
to
he's
have
real.
learned about him.
Yeah, and he's real. The
The
monkey.
Tarsier?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Tarsier.
yeah, he's real.
yeah.
Tarsier, yeah.
No,
obviously,
he's
the-
delightful.
The
I love
Tarsier is
Tarsier.
absolutely real.
I love the Tarsier. That's
Yeah, I'm saying the Yaramayahu is my favorite. Like, I
yes.
love the
No,
Yaramayahu.
I'm stunned by the Yaramayahu. The picture of the Yaramayahu. So, like, it looks like a child trying to draw something because the eyes are like all the way up the front of where the mouth is, like so like imagine if a crocodile's eyes were like where
On
its
its
nose
nose.
is.
Like instead of nostrils,
Yeah,
the eyes
yeah,
were there.
exactly.
But then the nostrils were also there.
Yeah, the nostrils are also there, and then the mouth goes a bunch. No, I love, folks.
Gorgeous.
If you haven't been watching the YouTube version, and I know none of you have, they literally have no views, but you got to see the Yaramayahu.
It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah,
spectacular. It's sensational. It's cunt.
It's like
It is so cunt.
at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, motherfuckers keep walking under my fig tree. It's like obvious. Like I only attack during the day. Like at night, you can't see me, so
Yeah.
I'm not attacking you.
Yeah, it's like that is.
So-
my
And that
problem.
also implies that it's sleeping during the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's awake during the day in a tree, being bright red, and you're
Very
walking under
visible.
it. You deserved it. You aren't paying attention. If you get eaten by a Yaramayahu, you're not paying attention. All right. Fuck yeah. I love the Yaramayahu.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
And that does feed us into our next category.
Which is First Nations folklore.
Hell yeah.
And to start us off, we have the bunyip. Probably, one of the most well-known Australian cryptids, as it were.
I played for a cricket team called the Bunyips for a while.
See, so much lore. So much lore. It comes from indigenous mythology and is said to inhabit swamps, billabongs, creeks, riverbeds, and waterholes. There are a couple phenotypic descriptions of bunyips that prevail, and I'll tell you my standing theory apropos of it, but first let's just, relay them. So, Wikipedia says that 60% of bunyip sightings resemble seals or swimming dogs, and 20% of sightings are of long-necked creatures with small heads. The remaining descriptions are ambiguous beyond categorization. So the seal dog variety is often described as being between 4 and 6 feet long with a shaggy black or brown coat. According to reports, these bunyips have round heads resembling a bulldog, prominent ears, no tail, and whiskers like a seal or otter. The long-necked variety is allegedly between 5 and 15 meters long and is said to have black or brown fur, large ears, small tusks, a head like a horse or emu, and elongated maned neck about 3 feet long with many folds of skin and a horse-like tail. Now, I'm a scientist by education and profession, and my standing theory is that what we're seeing here is sexual dimorphism. Right? Yep. These are not two distinct creatures or two extremely divergent and schizophrenic descriptions of one thing.
It's the male and
It's the same creature, just male and female variants of it.
Right. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
So, do you have a theory about which is which, or just that's what you'd want to find out next?
I think the jury's still out on that one.
Jury's still out.
I think we gotta look into it. Now, Kieran, so you have something of a personal.
He's got bunyip in
personal-
his family.
A personal trauma.
Yes.
Regarding a certain thing about bunyips. Please tell us.
Yes. So it would have been decades ago, probably more than 20 years ago, we were at a wedding for a family member that was out on this random property, right? And there was a there was a river creek thing running behind the venue, behind the church. Mm-hmm. And my little sibling was really young, maybe would have been under 6 years old, and wasn't part of the wedding party. So I was off with the wedding party because, not to brag or anything, I was a flower girl. And so I was off doing photos and shit, right?
Yep.
And my sibling was out, just wandering around being a child, being I'm bored, and just, going about. And so went down to this, creek thing, and says that they saw a creature in the water that rose up out of the water onto the bank to, have a look. Mm-hmm. And basically says that they remember, looking at this creature that was kind of, swamp-coated. It sort of had, almost like it was all, composed of nature as well, but was also kind of like a dog.
Kind of like mossy.
Right.
Yes,
A mossy dog.
Yeah. And, was kind of, looking at it as a kid does, being oh, what animal is that? And it was looking at my sibling, being just making eye contact, just kind of looking, just real creepy style, I guess. And then my dad called out, and when my sibling looked back, the creature was gone, which is pretty cool.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so
hey, overactive childhood imagination, maybe.
that would
or,
be that would be
bunyip.
the seal type bunyip,
Yeah.
as
Yes.
opposed to the long necked type.
Which I kind of think that's probably the male of the species because men are dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
And women have long necks.
Women have long necks.
They're
long,
sexy long necks.
Long, elegant necks.
That's
long,
true. That's
elegant
true.
necks.
And the second thing to comment on is if anybody listening has watched the animated film Dot and the Kangaroo, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I tell you about the bunyip scene in that film being probably the most horrifying thing I remember being a child. It actually scared me so much
You've shown me this. It's
Yeah.
spooky.
You showed me this as well.
that I got so scared of, like, the bush. And when I watched as a kid, this was a time where I would still go to my dad's hometown and we would go out for bushwalks and we would go into nature and we'd go to, like, creeks and do fishing and, like, find, like, deer tracks and, like, go on, like, really cool hikes and stuff. And I loved being out in nature. But after seeing that, I was so fucking scared constantly that there would be a bunyip just, like, waiting for me somewhere. And I would always be looking around in nature and looking at the trees and being like, fuck, it could be anywhere. What do I do? How do I escape? And I just remember this, like, deep sense of dread. And it was probably, like, the first time I experienced, like, existential dread, which was, like, crazy to go through.
Right.
But we all have to, you know?
It's a part of growing up, as it
It's
were.
a part of growing up.
And I mean, I guess that's, testament to what you were saying earlier about the bunyip being probably one of the most Australian,
Yes.
like, mythosy creatures.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. So, like, bunyip slaps. Love
Yep.
that shit. Believe in it fully.
Hell yeah. Also, here's a little callback. So Ned Kelly, at his last stand at Glen Rowan, was actually, in reports, mistaken for a ghost or a bunyip of some sort. And you know, we had the Euroa beast earlier, so you know, Ned Kelly supernatural confirmed.
There's more supernatural connotations to Ned Kelly than I thought there were.
Exactly.
Given there's
We might be onto something here.
Man, Cad Kelly.
Cad Kelly.
Kelly.
The unkillable Cad Kelly.
You know, he couldn't read,
unkillable
but he
Ted
was
Kelly.
a supernatural creature. And his dad was
Oh.
in jail.
His dad was in jail.
Cad Kelly, guy named, couldn't read, bunyip.
Alright, so this next one isn't exactly a cryptid, but I did want to mention it anyway. They are eligible to be on your team, just so you know.
Okay.
This is the Min Min Lights.
Oh, I've actually heard of the Min Min Lights. This
Yes.
one I've actually
Have you
heard.
seen the Min Min Lights, Yanni?
No, I try not to, but it's just because I have that thing where I'll sneeze if I see them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really relate to that, honestly.
God, they could be here right now. Alright, so the Min Min Lights, they are a phenomenon seen in outback Australia, with most reports coming from an area known as Channel Country, which is basically a section of land covering parts of Queensland, New South Wales, South Australia, and the Northern Territory. You know, where they all kind of meet as like a square.
Yeah.
Basically that section of land.
Yeah.
And that being said, they are also seen like elsewhere, but that's where the most common sightings are reported. The lights are described in a variety of ways, but mostly it's agreed that they appear as sudden balls of light, usually white, but sometimes displaying a variety of colours. Indigenous folklore says the lights are spirits, sometimes elders taking care of country, and other times mischievous or bad spirits intending to harm those who view them. The lights have been seen prior to European colonisation and have continued since, with the first suspected chronicling in Western culture of the lights in 1838. So they seem super weird and mysterious, and some people are like drawn to them, others are repulsed by them, and sometimes the lights will follow you. And that's like really, really spooky. Like there are some people being like, yeah, I saw the lights and all of a sudden I'd just been walking towards them for 20 minutes.
It's like an
Or-
anglerfish.
Yeah, or like
They're
I was
entrancing.
driving my ute and I saw the lights and the lights started following me. There are possible scientific explanations for the lights, which could be like swarms of bioluminescent bugs or marsh gas or fata morgana, which is a phenomenon where the differences in atmospheric temperature cause mirages on horizon lines.
Fata Morgana?
I think it's like Fata, maybe Morgana.
Fata. It's Fata.
F-A-T-A.
F-A-T-A, Fata.
Oh, not Farta.
No, why would it be
The
that?
farting Morgan phenomenon, which is where when a guy farts near the horizon, you just see it light up.
All
And
right.
his name is Morgan.
And his name
Say,
is Morgan.
say the name of it again.
Fata Morgana.
Now say it if it was what I said.
Fata Morgana.
You see? It sounds the same.
I guess it does. Anyway, so the reason they're called the Min Min lights is because it might be to do with, like, a town where they were, like, chronicled having been seen, and then that's the name that got picked up. Like, there's not really like a this is why they're called the Min Min lights.
Yeah.
But the town of Min Min was just like, yes, the Min Min lights, they're ours. We have the Min Min lights.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they have a whole thing where they're like, yeah, come to Min Min and you can see the Min Min lights. And that's a big part of their tourism, similar to, like, Nanup with the Nanup.
Yeah. The thylacine.
Exactly. But nobody knows what they are. And, like,
Maybe we can find out. Maybe we can work it out.
I would love to see the Min Min lights.
We
That'd
have
be crazy.
such a good road trip to go on to see all these things.
Absolutely. We gotta organize it. Instead of going to Christmas with family, we're gonna ditch that and we're gonna go on a road trip to see all of these cryptids.
Yes.
Find all the Australian cryptids.
Exactly that.
And we will.
But let's round it out with our final topic.
Ooh.
Our final category.
Ooh, new category.
Yes. All right, are you ready? This is some bullshit.
Yep.
And we're going to start out with Crooked Mick.
What?
So I know this fella, right? Out Spearwa way. His name's Crooked Mick. He was a big bloke. He could down a keg of beer in 2 minutes flat, and he could shear a sheep bald with his eyes shut and one hand tied behind his back. He got his name by accident. He'd been working out in Spearwa when he came across a big croc. Biggest ever seen. Now, Mick wasn't a coward, right? He'd wrestled a few of these big bastards before. He sneaks up behind it real quiet and yanks on its tail as hard as he can. Now, the croc didn't like that one bit, and it spun around and bit Mick right on his nose. Bent his nose all out of shape. Now, in a rage, Mick kicked the animal sky high, so hard that if you look at the moon on a clear night, you can see the crater from where it landed. Now, the fellas back in Spearwa started making fun of how Crooked Mick's nose looked now, which is, fair enough. It was all fucked up. Poor Mick. He's not a coward, but he was pretty thin-skinned. He died of embarrassment right there in the pub. And that's the story of Crooked Mick. Okay, that's not the real story of Crooked Mick. Let me tell you the real story of Crooked Mick. So you know about Paul Bunyan, right?
Yes.
Yeah, big North American that was basically like a folksy super soldier.
He's like Superman hermit.
Exactly.
Protects the land.
Essentially, Crooked Mick is his Australian counterpart. And Spearwa, which is Speewah, as you can see, Crooked Mick of the Spearwa, it's a storied fake town, basically. Out in the middle of nowhere where all sorts of unbelievable things go down.
Oh, so it may as well be like whoop whoop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crooked Mick is a feature of these stories, with some stories saying that he could shear an impossible amount of sheep in record time. He could, as you can see on this cover, bake a pie so light it would blow away on the wind.
Huh.
And that one time, he kicked a crocodile into the moon.
Yeah, and then his friends made fun of him, and it's like, do you have no self-preservation?
Yeah, exactly. He kicked the crocodile into space.
Yeah, and it's like, you dickhead, your nose looks dumb.
Exactly. Another fun part of the lore is how he got the name Crooked Mick. And usually it's like a physical ailment.
Yeah, the nose or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mostly, like, people will really go hard on it. They'll be like, yeah, his leg's all fucked up. Or like, oh, he's got a disease and so he walks crooked. Sometimes it's like, oh, he's just like a seedy guy, so we call him Crooked Mick. Kind of up to the interpretation of whoever's telling the story, right? And what's also up to interpretation from whoever's telling the story, up to their judgment, is how Mick dies. So Mick dies in the story. And a big part of the story is saying how he dies and then being like, well, actually, that's not right. This is the real story of how Mick dies. And then you go in and tell the story again. And you can, ad nauseum if you choose to.
Forever and ever and ever.
Okay, well, that's not actually what happened. Let me tell you the real story.
You mean like you just
about
did?
What happened to Crooked Mick.
I just got Crooked Mick.
You just got Crooked Mick. Exactly.
Mick.
Oh my god, that feels ingenious. That's
Beautiful, right?
That's so charming. I'm so mad.
Ha! You've been charmed, idiot.
I've been totally charmed by this bullshit piece of Australian, like, Aussie.
It's been happening to you a lot today.
Yeah, I
You've
guess
been hoodwinked.
so. I've been hoodwinked.
You've been absolutely winked in your hood.
Damn.
And I really liked this. Like, that's the thing. When I read about it, I was like, I am also charmed by Crooked Mick and the story of Crooked Mick.
Yeah, I wish
so
someone had done that to me when I was a kid.
Right?
Like
You want to be Crooked Micked.
yeah, absolutely. And then, like, you learn something about how stories aren't real.
Yeah.
You know, you actually learn, oh my god. Okay, hell yeah, Crooked Mick.
Yeah, and also about pattern recognition.
that as well. There seems to be real functions to Crooked Mick of the Speedwell. Of course, we wouldn't hold on to this, but we would hold on to having 2 different rugbies.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but I love Crooked Mick, and so I wanted to include him in.
Yeah, I love Crooked Mick.
All right, now this is something very important to Elle.
Yes. Oh my god, I love this one so much. This next one is my absolute favorite on this list. When I found out about this, I was like, this is my one true love. I will never love another thing more than this. So it is the Tasmanian mock walrus.
He's so small.
The Tasmanian mock walrus.
He's
now,
tiny.
This guy is unfortunately a complete hoax, but oh boy, do I wish he wasn't, because that is the love of my life.
He's so small.
So, what I'm going to do is read the entire 2 paragraphs off of the Museum of Hoaxes page on the mock walrus, and then we're going to take a little gander at the newspaper clippings made specifically for this hoax. Quote, "The Orlando Sentinel ran a story about a creature known as the Tasmanian mock walrus, or TMW for short, that it said it made a perfect pet. The creature was only 4 inches long, resembled a walrus, purred like a cat, and had the temperament of a hamster. What made it such an ideal pet was that it never had to be bathed, used the litter box, and ate cockroaches. In fact, a single TMW could entirely rid a house of its cockroach problem."
So you have a little, a walrus cockroach catcher.
Yes.
Right.
Reportedly, some TMWs had been smuggled in from Tasmania, and there were efforts being made to breed them. But the local pest control industry, sensing that the TMW posed a threat to its business, was pressuring the government not to allow them in the country.
Yeah, being like, don't let them in. You're going to, we are out here killing all these rats and cockroaches. If people have the Tasmanian mock walrus, then they won't need our services.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
An accompanying photo showed protesters picketing outside the offices of the Orlando city government to call attention to the plight of the TMW. Dozens of people called the paper trying to find out where they could obtain their own TMW. What we have here on the screen are some of the aforementioned newspaper clippings.
Yeah, so...
Please read some of these. Because they are wonderful and absolutely just beautiful.
This is from the newspaper, Florida. Small wonder. This little fella can make life in Florida much easier for all of us. But the bureaucrats won't let him.
Exactly.
By Dean Johnson. There's a picture of a walrus being held in someone's hand. Looks kind of like a naked mole rat. I do notice that the dateline obviously is April 1, 1984. But you did preface that it was a fake thing, but it's an April Fool's joke, and he's adorable. He's a little walrus.
He's absolutely just wonderful.
Runs around your house and catches cockroaches,
which is the ideal thing you need in your life, I think.
They describe him as homely but quite lovable, resembling in temperament a hamster or a tame white rat.
Exactly.
So
Purrs like
cute.
a cat.
Yeah.
You know, and here we have photos of some protesters. Freedom to breed, one says. Save the Tasmanian mock walrus.
Oh. Free the walrus.
We also
Free
have
the walrus.
Down with red tape and up with TMW.
Yep.
Up with TMW.
This is the love of my life, and I love him so much. And I wish he was real, and it's the only thing that could possibly bring me joy in life, but... alas.
I'm sorry
womp
that
womp.
he's not, but I'm glad to have learned about him.
Exactly. Me too.
And you are correct that the photo here is just of a naked mole rat.
Yeah, right. What is that? That freaky
thing.
Yes, that's right. It's the naked mole rat.
Yep.
And this takes us on to our last entry for you. Our last contestant.
Drop bears and carnivorous kangaroos.
That is correct, yes.
Yes.
Drop bears and carnivorous kangaroos.
I know
Now,
these ones.
Exactly. I didn't write anything because we can just talk about this. Drop bears obviously are a terrifying
Tell me about
creature.
them. As the token, an immigrant non-Australian here, I guess.
Of course. So you know about koalas, right? Obviously, they're quite cute. They're kind of lazy.
Yes,
they're in
yes,
trees
yes.
around here. Pretty cool.
Like
Now,
slothful beings full of sin.
exactly. Now, there is an even more sinful version of the koala, which you do need to be wary of because they are quite difficult to distinguish from a regular koala.
Yeah.
Now, this is what is called a drop bear.
Yeah.
Now, drop bears, Australians are usually pretty good at telling apart a koala and a drop bear, but tourists, it's going to be a lot trickier. Now, the problem with drop bears is that they kind of do what their name suggests, which is they will fall on you from trees and with their very large fangs will just really savage you. Just attack the shit out of you.
So basically, their sin is wrath.
Yes, absolutely. Whereas the koala has sloth, the drop bear has wrath.
Ugh.
So what you're going to need to do is when you are going out into the bush or out into nature, even just around the suburbs, if there are a lot of big trees around, you're going to have to look up. Keep your eyes up there. Look for any irregular movements. Sometimes I'd recommend for some tourists, like especially if you've got like kids or anything, it might just be safer to wear a helmet for your whole stay, just to be safe. Sometimes to ward off the drop bear, you can smear a bit of Vegemite behind your ear.
Right.
They really don't like the smell of it, and so it's one of those things you can do as well
It's
for
like-
a bit of extra protection.
Yeah, it's like, would you say it's like holy water for these drop bears?
Yes, absolutely. Like garlic to a vampire almost.
Right. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really going to
Beautiful.
repel them.
Wonderful.
They hate it. Don't use Marmite. It's not as good. It's
Yes, of
not going to
course,
do
of
anything.
course.
True Vegemite is really the only way to go for kind of like a natural protection.
Thank you very much for that. I'm very indebted for this a native perspective, as it were.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Wonderful.
Stay safe out there. And the other we have to talk about is the carnivorous kangaroo, which, like, there is a historical carnivorous kangaroo, which was part of our megafauna discussion that we had of old. The modern interpretation and the modern belief of the modern carnivorous kangaroo is that it's just like a kangaroo that's gone insane and just like wants to kill people and eat them up and shit. They're in horror movies. I read, so back when I was really into cryptozoology, there was a specific website forum that I would go on to for Australian cryptozoology, right? And mostly I was just reading about the thylacine because that's what I was really into.
It's the only thing that matters.
But there was a forum entry on the carnivorous kangaroo that I found so believable. Like, I went and told my dad, and he's like, "You're a fucking idiot. That's fake." And I was like, "No, Dad, this guy went to a cave, and it's there. It's out there right now, and we can go and prove it too." Like, it was really cringe. And looking back on it, I really fell for it. It was like a classic creepypasta. But there's this guy talking about, like, you know, seeing this thing and going into this cave and, you know, being like, "I'm going to go back there. I'll update again." And, like, people's comments underneath being like, "Did you go back? What did you see?" And, like, you know, the guy obviously never updates. The theory being that he went back and it ate him.
And he died, yeah.
But I fully believed it as a kid. I was like, "This is crazy. It's out there. The news needs to cover this." And yeah, my dad's like, "You're dumb. Dumb child. Shut up. That's fake." And I'm like, "No, a man wrote about it. It has to be real."
Yeah,
It
and,
has to.
it just has to.
That's the end of our presentation
It's beautiful.
on Australian cryptids.
I loved it. This was a fantastic presentation. I've got my my draft almost ready. I'm just figuring out 2 more places.
Of course.
Yep.
But I've got 4 positions and thus also 4 of the categories picked.
Amazing.
And so at point guard, I am picking the Junjidi.
Oh, that was a good pick right there, Yana. That was going to be my next pick. Oh, my goodness. I was going to take it for sure.
The Junjidi came from the humanoid category. The reason I'm picking the Junjidi as point guard, obviously the size works quite well, a little bit small, a bit more agile, able to handle the ball quite well. Obviously, we know that they've got pretty good vertical. They're able to jump into a moving ute.
Absolutely.
Like, that's pretty useful in a basketball context. So I'm quite taken by the Junjidi. So I'm going to be taking the Junjidi as point guard in my team. And that will also be my humanoid. Now, at shooting guard, I wanted somebody who could portray, like, multiple roles. A shooting guard, sometimes you need them to kind of be a point guard, but also be able to shoot. So I thought I would just pick the Tantanoola tiger,
Ooh, surprise. I got to be surprised.
That was surprise.
which is both a tiger and a dingo, and is thus able to fulfill multiple roles on the basketball court.
Gorgeous, wonderful.
So I also
Stunning
couldn't
creature.
leave the Tantanoola tiger behind.
Absolutely not. It's too beautiful.
Now at center, I have picked one of our wet guys. And in honor of the Long Frenchman, I'm picking the Long Frenchman's Hook Island sea monster.
There you go. Nice pick.
That's respect right there.
Because just looking at my quotes here, it's 90 feet long. So
Yep.
that
Understandable.
seems, you know, like that seems to be my center. For my coach, I've already picked my coach.
Yes.
It's
Wonderful.
Crooked Mick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yes, Crooked Mick.
Has to
Crooked
be.
Mick has to be the coach. If we let him play, he'll die.
Yeah.
So, but we can't leave him off the team. He's so powerful. I feel like he's going to have, like, interesting strategies because of the perspective he's coming from, being from all the way out in Speewah.
Absolutely.
He's not being like conditioned. So that's obviously my some bullshit section, which does leave my prehistoric and First Nations folklore. And I know who I'm picking for them.
Yes.
I know who I'm picking for them. Was the Yana Ma Yahoo First Nations folklore or humanoid?
But he is kind of a crossover.
Yeah, he's a bridge.
So you could select him for First Nation folklore if you choose.
This is going to be tough. But I think at small forward, I'm going to have to pick the Bunyip. At small forward, I'm going to have to pick the Bunyip. You want your strongest hitter.
I think a stunned disbelief.
I know y'all surprised. I know y'all surprised. I know y'all surprised.
Shocked.
At small forward, able to really attack the paint, even sky for a lob, get behind the paint at some points, but also shoot from distance when needed. Sometimes handle the ball, especially against those apex wings. You're like 6'8", 6'9", Tatums and such. We've also got like a player who is able to navigate in different environmental contexts in the water and such. Versatile player. So I'm going to have to pick the Bunyip at small forward, as well as being my First Nations folklore representative, which does leave the prehistoric section. And this was a really tough one. I have, I was really between three for a while. The Boronjor, the Mihurung Parangmal, and the El Sharana bird. Now, I then eliminated two of them really quickly right now, as I realized that two of them seem definitely not to have hands. And the Boronjor might. So I'm going to pick the Boronjor at power forward because... you need to be able to dribble the ball.
Gorgeous.
The Boronjor, but absolutely was one of my potential picks. I was quite taken by the idea of the Mihurung Parangmal. We are talking demon duck giant thunderbirds with purple heads. And I don't know that they wouldn't, on defense, sure. That's a thick beast. You're not going to be able to move it out of the lane. You're going to have to really work for everything you get. However, how will it get the rebound?
Exactly.
How is it gonna actually absorb the rock? Whereas the Boronjor, I know it's a three-toed reptile, and it's it's eating. It's got these big claws, right? It was eating all that cattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it can handle guarding Kevin Durant. If it can tear a cow apart. So that does mean my full team. At point guard, I have the Junja D, who is representing humanoids.
Yep.
At shooting guard, I have the Tantanoola Tiger from the Big Cats. At small forward, I have the Bunyip from First Nations folklore. At power forward, I have the Boronjor from Prehistoric, which I've forgotten to write down here. At center, I have the 90-foot-long Hawk Island sea monster, who's also French. And then coaching the team is Crooked Mick of some bullshit.
Absolutely beautiful.
That's a fantastic
What a wonderful
team.
lineup.
A wonderful episode. I had a lot of fun.
We're very glad that you had fun.
This was
had
great.
a lot of fun writing this episode.
We did.
The things that we discussed. The conversations we had.
I heard some laughs. I was having to hide in the other room so I didn't get spoiled, but that was great. That was delightful. Wonderful learning about all these little different critters.
Yep. And hey, listen, happy Halloween everyone. For tomorrow. I hope you guys are gonna have the best time on Halloween.
We're gonna be at a shout out to our friend. I won't say her name on the pod, but
she knows who she is.
She knows who she is. We're going to her birthday this weekend after Halloween, a spooky birthday party.
Yep.
And I'm going to have a lot of cool critters to think about. Cryptids to think about. And looking more at the Boronjor, it does look like a depiction of a reptilian. Where it's this is who controls the world.
Well,
reptilian.
Looks like a one of those big hair rock stars, but if it was a velociraptor.
Yeah, that's what
David
I'm saying.
Bowie.
It looks like
it's Rod Stewart.
It is Rod Stewart.
It looks like
Rod Stewart.
It looks like an Iron Maiden member.
The great aunt that actually no, not that great aunt, but one of my great aunts was a big Rod Stewart fan, and she got to meet him, and she nearly fucking passed out.
Yeah, I would have come. I got Rod Stewart at power forward.
This is Rod Stewart.
Wow. Okay. Well, that was fantastic. There's such a wide variety of cats alleged to live here. And then in terms of our folklore, not so much our folklore. In terms of the Australian cryptid ideas, there seems to be two kinds. Either kind of unimaginative other animal in this place, or crazy shit like the Yahoo, where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, this is coming from something. From some crazy shit that happened, some real haunted shit from hundreds of years ago, thousands of years ago. That was fantastic.
Pretty much anytime there was like a element of pre-colonial like sources. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Delicious.
absolutely.
Absolutely great stuff.
Oh my god!
And like we specifically didn't want to make this episode about like Dreamtime creatures. We specifically looked for a bunch of
because we're
you know,
doing cryptids as opposed
and
to
it feels really disrespectful to be like, and now we're talking about this creature from Dreamtime folklore, which is like that's super fucking demeaning to it.
Creatures that like there are allegations people are making in the last 100 years. Like I done seen it in the book.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And Crooked Mick.
Yeah.
Crooked Mick, you know?
Crooked Mick's a Dreamtime creature.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's something that we did want to approach, being able to be like, hey, that is also part of, I guess, contemporary Australian folklore that isn't necessarily just First Nations, Indigenous folklore.
Yeah.
But we also, like, there were a lot of really cool, and I do, to sidebar this, I do really recommend looking into Indigenous Australian folklore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it slaps. It really does fucking slap. And there is a lot of context and weight to it as well. And a lot of things that we did research that we were like, oh, actually, we don't have the chops to manage this in any way that is like fully respectful.
Yeah, and
So-
also just contextually doesn't fit what we were talking about.
Yeah.
'cause
No.
we're mostly talking about quite goofy and like
Like
flippant
spooky
sort of
beasties
things.
and critters,
stuff.
you know?
Yeah. We're
yeah.
we're talking about quite facetious things here, and we're making a lot of jokes about it. And
Like, and
we're
even
talking
the, like, Yanama Yahoo.
creation myths
Yeah.
and stuff. That's just it doesn't fit here because that's just quite.
No,
it
I
would be
mean-
quite offensive to bring up creation myths.
We wouldn't call the big turtle at the Earth's on a cryptid.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's just so demeaning.
Yeah. To the big turtle.
Yeah, his name is Moho Moho, actually. So,
His name is Mama Moho.
What?
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. That was great. Should we round out?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you everybody so much for joining us. Elle and I had a lot of fun putting together this
absolutely.
episode.
I hope you people had fun actually listening to us have this whatever schizophrenia this was.
Yeah.
That's the word of the episode.
It is the word of the episode.
Schizophrenia,
It's the word of like my last several months, I think.
Powerful. Embrace it.
Welcome back.
Embrace the schizophrenia, guys.
Exactly.
We're gonna
Fellow schizophrenics out there, embrace it.
the liberals.
Don't fight it.
And I mean that in the American sense. Are not gonna like this, but I welcome it. Fucking hit me, bitch.
Hit me, bitch.
I'll say whatever.
Come at me, you limp
Let's
wristed
talk about
cuck.
ADHD next. Let's not do that.
All right, anyway.
Kieran.
So if you like what we're doing and you would love to support us, we'd love that. But you can subscribe to our Patreon, which is www.patreon.com/shouldntacome. That's spelled SHOULDNTCOME.
You've
No.
misspelled
I missed it.
You
Fuck.
You missed the A.
You misspelled
That is SHOULDNTACOME, bitch. Our email is spelt exactly the same, shouldntacome@gmail.com. On YouTube, and I do recommend YouTube for this episode so you can have a look at some of our slides. That is youtube.com/@shouldntacome. And of course, as always, a demo of Yani's album is available on Bandcamp at YaniX, that's YANIX.bandcamp.com. Wishing you all a hallow weenie. I hope all your weenies are hallowed. And bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.